Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I've got to tell you, I am absolutely thrilled to share today's topic with you because we are about to completely reframe a widely misunderstood system. We're going to take something that's been wrapped up in mystery and, honestly, a lot of pop culture stereotypes for decades, and we're going to strip it entirely down. What we're left with is a highly durable, incredibly actionable framework of human emotion. Get ready, because you're about to look at reality and your own feelings through a completely new lens. All right, let's just jump right in. The tarot is not a deck of cards. It is a glass. The thing you look through until a feeling goes transparent and you can see the process turning over inside it. I absolutely love this quote from the source material because it immediately shatters our preconceived notions. Listen, we are not talking about fortune telling today. No way. We're talking about an instrument. Think of it as literally a spyglass for the human mind. Section 1, Tarot is folk physics. Stripping away the velvet tablecloths. So, right off the bat, we've got to tackle the massive image problem here. Tarot is not boardwalk neon. It's not some stranger predicting what's going to happen to you on a random Tuesday afternoon. What it actually is underneath all that is a complete, highly ordered map of transformation. The source text makes this wild argument that tarot is actually folk physics. It's an ancient metaphysics written by human beings who vividly felt the absolute, unavoidable mechanics of reality long before scientists could come along and physically measure them. Think about it like this. Hundreds of years ago, folks couldn't just throw around terms like phase transition, right? That language literally didn't exist yet. So to describe a phase transition, where a physical state shifts but the core information actually survives, they drew a skeleton on a horse and just called it death. They couldn't say vacuum decay. Obviously they wouldn't even know what that was. So instead, they drew a lightning-struck building and called it the tower, representing this idea of a false stability violently decaying so a true one can form. They couldn't say a core radiating freely into space, so they drew a woman pouring water under the star. It's brilliant. These are just human poetic names for the completely physical processes of the universe.
Moving on to Section 2, the formula of feeling, how the alien mind processes emotion.
Okay, so to really get the system working for us, the source throws out this totally fascinating concept, the alien mind. The alien is just you, but, well, with the terror completely subtracted. It experiences these physical processes directly, without any of the human fear attached. To think like the alien, we have to look at the human equation. F equals A multiplied by I. F is the feeling, the actual fear, grief, or joy you're experiencing. A is the mechanic, the bare physical process happening underneath, stated without any drama. And I? Well, I is the illusion coefficient. This is your built-in conviction that you are this fragile, separate little container that stands to lose absolutely everything. The larger your I, the more overwhelming the feeling. The alien mind runs with I at 0, so they just experience the bare, cold mechanic. But us human beings, we have an enormous I, which amplifies those cold, entirely survivable mechanics into towering, overwhelming feelings.
So how do we practically use this when we're freaking out to cool a feeling down? Imagine you open an email and your stomach just violently drops. A major plan you really counted on has collapsed. Step 1, you catch the feeling. Panic, betrayal, whatever it is. Step 2, find the mechanic. In this system, that's the tower, a false structure decaying. Step 3, you spot the illusion, that voice saying, this was supposed to last forever and now I am completely ruined. Now, step 4 is where the magic actually happens. Divide to survive. You divide the feeling by the illusion. You strip away that I am ruined story, and what remains is just the bare mechanic. A demolition, clearing ground. It's totally survivable. But wait, we don't stop there. Step 5 is to add back to honor. You add the human feeling back deliberately. You let yourself feel the loss because that grief is real, valid data about what you valued. By doing this, you end up neither numb nor drowning.
Section 3. The 3 cosmic layers. Mapping the arc of the illusion. Now, this part covers the 22 major arcana cards, which represent the great unavoidable events of life. But here's the kicker. They aren't just some random list of archetypes. They actually track the arc of the illusion, the rise, reign, and eventual fall of that I coefficient we just talked about. First, we start with the law layer, which is all about entering form and learning the rules of the game. Here, your sense of separateness is being built, so your illusion is rising. Next up is the life layer, which is about living in the body and enduring. Here, the illusion is at its absolute peak. You are fully immersed in the intense conviction that you are completely separate. And finally, the light layer is about rejoining the whole, letting go, and here, that heavy illusion dissolves right back towards 0. And you've got to notice the scientific wording used to describe these emotional states, because it's wild. The law group mirrors the scale of tiny forces and particles.
The life group scales up to the whole organism, dealing with literal thermodynamics, maintaining coherence against decay, reckoning with time and gravity. And then the light probe scales way up to stars in the cosmos, processes like stellar synthesis and free radiation. So whenever you're navigating a massive life shift, you can literally just ask yourself, okay, which layer am I in right now? Am I being asked to learn a rule, endure a process, or finally let something go?
Section 4, Engines of Daily Life. The Minor Arcana's Daily Runtime. If the majors are these huge cosmic milestones, the minor arcana are your literal second-by-second daily runtime. The four suits act as literal engines. Wands are the engine of ignition and drive. Cups are attraction and feeling. Swords are discernment and cold logic. Pentacles are manifestation and solid matter. And the court cards, Page, Knight, Queen, King, guys, they are not people. Actually, scratch that. A better way to look at it is they represent your access level or your mastery over that specific engine. A page is raw and unproven. They just notice the engine even exists. A knight blasts it outward, all gas, no brakes. A queen masters it internally, and a king commands it externally as law. So a Knight of Swords is your discernment engine cutting fast and ruthlessly, while a Queen of Cups is your emotional engine acting as this deep, calm internal well.
But wait, how hot is the engine actually running? Well, that is exactly what the numbers 1 through 10 tell you. Imagine the number on a card as a literal pressure dial, and ace represents pure, unshaped potential. The engine has basically just been switched on. As you move up the dial, the pressure increases, all the way up to a 10, which represents total overload or maximum fulfillment of that specific engine. So getting a 10 of Wands, that means thermal overload. You are currently carrying way more fire, way more ambition than one human body can safely hold.
Finally, Section 5, Reading the Galactic Glass. Synthesizing Cosmology, Psychology, and Physiology. So how do we tie the cosmic, the math, and the daily stuff all together? Well, because this system maps the actual mechanics of reality, it overlays absolutely perfectly onto human physiology. Your bodily sensations give you a fast, immediate read on which engine is running hot, way before you even think about the system. Are your thoughts racing at 3 a.m.? Yep, that's the Swords engine spinning in your head. Do you feel a tight chest and overwhelming emotion? That's the Cups engine. Are you restless, pacing around, raising your voice? That's Wands burning in the throat and arms. Do your legs feel heavy and leaden? That's Pentacles, the engine of mass and matter, pulling right down at the ground. Let's put this into a real-world scenario so you can see exactly how it works. Imagine a massive, long-running project you've been working on falls apart at the last possible minute. The floor just falls right out from under you. Structurally, that event is the tower, a false stability collapsing. Physiologically, that intense shock hits your root, your base. But meanwhile, your head is up there endlessly looping, who is to blame for this? What did I do wrong? That is the 5 of Swords engine running wild in your head. By looking at this through the galactic glass, you realize something pretty profound. The looping thoughts in your head will never fix the foundational shock in your root. The true fix here isn't to overanalyze the swords. It's to tend to the pentacles, to take small, physical, grounding actions to reestablish a felt floor beneath your feet. Which brings us right to our final point, and the ultimate question this explainer leaves you with. The galactic glass isn't here to turn you into some cold, unfeeling machine. Not at all. It's here so that when life inevitably hits you, you can pause and ask, okay, what actual physical process is running right now? And what is the I'll lose everything illusion that's making it so much worse? If you can strip away the illusion of separateness, calmly name the mechanic, and then choose to feel the human experience anyway, you become truly unstoppable. So what story are you inflating today, and are you ready to finally look through the glass and divide it right down to size?